Hola, bom dia mundo from Portugal's Jurassic world. That's right, there's actually dinosaur footprints in this place. This is a proper local gem. We found out about it through a blog. Even Portuguese people don't talk about this place, either because they don't know about it, or because they've never been here before, or because they want to keep it a secret from people like me. Luckily it's just been raining, so the footprints are full of water and they look even more like dinosaur footprints.
Dinosaur puddles.
That's right, yeah. They stand out though, don't they?
There's a sticky one there.
A sticky one. Look at that one. That's a proper little tri-print, isn't it? Whoa, you found a big one. And if you look right inside them, they've actually got like, is that frog spawn? There's tiny little bubbles in them, can you see that? Something's growing in there.
Like a stingray.
It does look a bit like a stingray.
Yeah, like in Lisbon.
Like in Lisbon.
That one.
Can you see if you can find one that looks like that, Story?
Mommy, wait,
Mummy's being an archaeologist. Look. You haven't got your brush with you today, but you got the technique right.
It's a definite print there.
This
Can
is
I
really
help?
cool.
Yeah.
You can help if you want.
Oof.
Maybe you'll be an archaeologist one day, Story.
I will.
I won't.
It definitely does a crack one. Let's find the better one.
That's got proper toes on it, hasn't it? So I was reading about this online and they were saying that the position of the footprints allows them to work out how fast they walked.
Oh.
Another thing I read when I was researching this place, which makes a lot of sense, is that there's absolutely nothing protecting this from getting destroyed. When we first drove up here, I didn't know where the footprints were, and you can actually drive your car in here. And because this is such soft stone, which is obviously how the footprints have been indented and stayed here over the years, your car would be damaging it. There is a sign at the very top of this canyon which tells you what this place is all about, and archaeologists have obviously come down here and studied the place. But since then, it's been completely left, as you can see. What have you found?
Dinosaur footprints. Toes.
Wow, look at that. That's how big the dinosaur's foot was, Story.
Yeah, they just do this.
They do that. What sound does it make? Too heavy?
Yeah.
That's called limestone.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Too heavy, yeah?
But this one does work.
Yeah? Go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was easy.
Look, I picked the stone, Mummy.
Besides the obvious fact that there's dinosaur footprints here, it's also just a really beautiful place to walk around. Looking at the way they've carved the limestone here, or the way nature has just made its own little patterns. Obviously some kind of excavation has happened to get down to this point, but it's so peaceful, there's nobody here, and it's an absolutely unique landscape. We've got really lucky with the weather today. Look at the colour of that sky against the trees. It's beautiful.
There's a good one.
You found a good one?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
There's a puddle with it.
So I haven't had a chance to explain where we are yet. We are in a natural park, Serra de Aire e Candeeiros, full of little hidden gems like this. This is really reminding me of our time in central Portugal, a river beach or a praia fluvial. It's probably a bit too cold for anybody to be bathing in it at this time of year, but still a great place for us to have a picnic. Story was very quick to notice the playground, which is conveniently situated right next to where we're going to have our food. I wonder if you get any crazy people sliding over that in the summer. What's this little dome you found?
So you speak in this one, you can hear it in that one over there.
Let me try.
Okay.
It's really quiet, but it does work. You coming to see us? Yeah, you're gonna shout in that one? Can you hear that, Mum?
I bet this place is heavingly busy in the summer with this little seats down here for the water, the little river beach. It's really nice. There's steps down like it's a swimming pool, and there's some over this side as well.
I read that the water from here is actually the main source of water for the whole of the Lisbon district. So this river feeds the aqueduct system that we filmed the last time we were in Lisbon. We're now just going for a very short walking trail. If you look this way, you can see where the water is coming down from the mountains through the rocks. It's mad.
It's so clear.
I know. Well, there's drinking water, isn't it, eventually? Okay, so the next thing that we really wanted to do around here is to visit one of the 7 wonders of Portugal, the largest cave in the whole country. This place is called Grutas de Aire.
Before we went into the cave itself, we all sat down and watched a little movie.
It was about 10 minutes long and we weren't sure how Story was going to hold up. She's never been in a cinema-like situation before, but she did really well. I think she found it quite fun.
We arrived just at the right time. As it happens, there was a tour starting just as we got there, and we paid €6.90 for Jay and I to go in, and Story was free. Children under 5 are free entry.
What does it feel like?
Does it feel like?
So we weren't sure how long the actual cave tour was going to be, and I was a little bit worried because I'd run out of snacks for Story. And when we were in there sitting down, I did think, oh my goodness, are we going to be able to get through this?
We even saw some caving helmets on the walls, but luckily we didn't need any of them. We just had to follow the tour guide around, who was only speaking Portuguese, but luckily we were all given English leaflets as well, so we could kind of fill in the gaps ourselves.
We all put our jackets on before we went down into the cave because I expected it to be quite chilly in there, but actually we were nicely surprised. It actually is 16 degrees it maintains throughout the year, so it's actually really warm, but it is very wet. There's lots of water and there's lots of drips coming down from the ceiling, so if you go in you might want to put a hood on or wear a hat.
I must have got about 3 drips right down the back of my neck. Story's shoes got soaking wet too, but nothing crazy.
I have to say, I was so surprised by this cave. I really enjoyed it and it was so beautiful, and it is the best cave I've ever been in. I have been in a couple in Bermuda and in the UK, and this is by far the best one.
For me, this was the first cave I've ever been to, so I've set the bar really high. And Sasha says she doesn't think I need to go to any other cave ever again. So it's pretty high up there as one of the 7 natural wonders of Portugal. We thought it was fantastic and definitely recommend it for other people too.
When we exited the cave, just outside there was a big water park which looked really fun. It was obviously closed at this time of year, but maybe something we can return to in the summer.
For some reason, outside the caves, there was some farm animals dotted around, specifically some turkeys that were absolutely huge. Story really enjoyed looking at them. I actually got pecked by this goose. I can't explain why they were there, but it was a fun little bonus to the trip.
This brown one's got a hairy chest. I've not seen that before. Is it? And then we all fancied a cup of tea, and just outside the cave was a cute little cafe with a nice view called Sweet Vintage, and we went in, sat down and ordered some teas, and Story had a nice little rest.
We were actually planning to visit some more places that day, but the light started to get away from us. On the way home when we were driving, we saw loads of dairy cows, didn't we?
Yes, that was really fun, and unfortunately Story was sleeping, so she didn't get to see them, but we had a proper Portuguese traffic jam of cows.
So we're out again today, and we are back at the viewpoint that we missed, and we're going to go and check it out now. It's a 300-metre walk to the top, where the conditions look okay, so let's give it a go. Are you ready to be Queen of the Mountain, Story?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We've begun the walk. We're wearing Wellington boots today.
It's cold.
It is cold. I haven't got high hopes because looking at the top of this hill,
A bit cloudy.
it's looking a bit cloudy and misty.
Cloudy at us house.
It might be cloudy at the house, I'm not sure. Look at this amazing landscape.
We were saying when we were driving around yesterday how much this area could be England or Wales even, especially with these stone walls. It's a very English countryside thing, and it's so green. It's really nice, especially with this weather. We do feel like we're on a bit of a hike in England at the moment.
What have you seen?
Rosemary.
Rosemary, that's right. There's rosemary everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
You
We
like-
got rosemary's in our garden.
We do. And what do we use it for?
Looking for chips.
Yeah, we put it on potatoes, don't we?
And chips.
And chips. They're kind of the same thing.
And pumpkins.
Yeah, that's right. These stone walls that they've built up, which also looks very UK-like, is put there to separate the shepherd's land from each other. So as you're driving in, you can see all of these square partitions with animals in them. It's very lush and green. Looking forward to seeing what it's like at the top of the hill. If somebody told me doing this 10 years ago would be part of my job, I wouldn't have believed them. Honestly, I feel so lucky to be standing in these places. We get to come out here sometimes in the middle of the week, discover all these unique and beautiful landscapes and share them with the world in our own special way. Share them with each other. I won't take these moments for granted. What do you think, Story? Is it nice?
Look at the view.
It is an amazing view, isn't it, Story? It's like an amphitheatre. Can you say amphitheatre?
A pizza.
Good try. It is beautiful up here though, isn't it, Story?
Is it nice?
Yeah.
It is again, finally. We got some kind of cognitive response from you instead of this silly noise. I can just about hear the water flowing. There is a waterfall right in the middle of this valley, which is meant to be pretty amazing in the winter. I'm really impressed by this place. I love the fact that it looks so lush and green up here. It's very different from some of the other parts of Portugal we've been to. And once again, I find myself talking about the diversity of the landscape in this country and how just an hour from our house on the Silver Coast can feel like you're in a totally different country again. I saw about 7 or 8 walking trails that you could do. We'll have to save those for another day. Right now we're on the hunt for fossils. This whole area is still part of the whole Jurassic Park zones. They've got some fossilized shells that we want to go and find now. Should we go and see if we can find some more animals?
What about cows?
We can see, there might be some. Wow, look at these cows. Like we're back in Yorkshire again, Sash.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Amazing.
Look at him. He's very big and strong, yeah. And how did it get big and strong? By eating plants.
That's right. Oh, they're really pretty cows as well. Not a bad place you've got here, cows.
Oh, sweet little baby worm.
Look, he's kneeling down.
They're off. Maybe they're scared of us.
Are they getting wet?
Yeah, a little bit. But they've got lots of fur to keep them warm.
So let me take a moment while I'm driving through this nature park, which is increasingly reminding me of the Yorkshire Dales. To give you an idea how big this place actually is, we actually ended up filming this video over 3 days, and one other place worth mentioning, Salinas de Rio Maior. Which is a salt panning place 30 kilometres away from the sea. It was actually a really cool find. They produce filtered rock salt here, and it's 7 times stronger than regular salt.
Look, there's a table there.
It's probably where they dry the salt. But the best part about this place is how they've set it up with the wooden shacks, making shops all the way down from one side to the other. We arrived off season, so a lot of them were closed. The salt was actually quite cheap. You could buy a kilo of it for €1.50. They had some cafes and gift shops. But we've heard good things about this place, and it really looks nice. All locally made handicrafts. And even a fancy looking restaurant where everything had a salt and herb theme. We checked the menu, they even had some vegetarian stuff, so we might go back and try it out one day. Okay, this is not looking very promising at all. The clearance is terrible. I think we're going to have to abandon the fossil hunt.
Let's just show a quick picture though. This is what we were looking at finding, but to get to those it involves 2.6 kilometres down this road, which I don't think is very good.
Is the man touching it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's his hand next to it.
Yeah, we're going to have to find them another day, Story, because this road is a bit too ropey, okay? Should we go home instead?
No, not home. I don't like to go home.
Aww. Not a suitable terrain for a road car. I think the wind is picking up too. Either way, I hope you've discovered some cool little hidden gems here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.